Welcome, witches, seekers, and soul travelers, to another episode of Witchy Ways for Modern Days. I'm Brittany from Winslow Naturals, as you may know, and today we are diving into one of the most magical, liberating, and creative aspects of the craft: how to create a ritual from scratch. This has been requested many times. Now, we all know that there are endless rituals out there. Spells, ceremonies, rites of passage, even Sabbath or holiday celebrations. But there is something so profoundly powerful about designing a ritual that is completely your own. One that emerges from your spirit, your needs, and your unique magical language. This episode is going to be a deep exploration, and by the end of it, my hope is that you feel empowered to design, construct, and perform rituals that resonate deeply with your being, that feel as if they only could have ever come from you. Now, before we get too far into this, let's acknowledge what we mean by ritual. A ritual is not just lighting a candle or saying a prayer, though those things can certainly be part of it. A ritual is an intentional act or sequence of acts performed with symbolic meaning. They are designed to create transformation, connection, or alignment. Whether we're talking about a ritual to honor the new moon, or a rite to call in prosperity, a private ceremony of grief and release, or even a celebratory offering to a deity. The common thread here is that ritual creates sacred space for something to shift. Ritual is the bridge between the mundane and the magical, right? So it is the bridge between the seen and the unseen, the inner world versus the outer reality. And when you build a ritual from scratch, in many ways, you are crafting a bridge that is uniquely shaped for your own path. Let's begin with the foundation, the intention. Every ritual starts here. This is the why. Why are you doing this? What are you seeking, shifting, celebrating? What are you honoring? Without intention, ritual can become very empty. Perhaps beautiful, but hollow, essentially. Think of intention like the seed from which the entire ceremony grows. So if you plant the seed of healing, everything else in the ritual, your tools, your words, movement, timing, those all should nurture that healing. If your seed is prosperity, your ritual will naturally align around symbols of growth, abundance. Intention anchors you. Without intention, you can get lost in the aesthetic or distracted by endless possibilities within the craft. With intention, you have clarity and focus. Once the intention is clear, we move to symbolism. Now, rituals thrive on symbols because the subconscious mind, the spirit, and the universe itself often respond much more powerfully to images, actions, and correspondences than to just plain words. Think about fire as a symbol of transformation, water as a symbol of emotion, salt as a symbol of purification, or even roses as symbols of love. Symbols work as shortcuts, essentially, that connect your conscious desire to the deeper layers of being. Choosing symbols for your ritual means asking yourself very, very seriously, what imagery, what materials, what gestures reflect and embody my intention? For example, if your intention is releasing something, you might incorporate water for washing away, or fire for burning away, or even breath as a symbol of exhaling and letting something go. After symbolism, we come to structure. Now, not every ritual has to follow a very rigid, very specific structure. However, most benefit from some flow. Think of it as having a beginning, middle, and end. The beginning is about entering sacred space, separating this from your ordinary life. The middle is where the heart of the ritual happens. This is where the action, the invocations, or magic itself kind of flourishes. The end is about closure, grounding, and returning your mind and body to the mundane, real world with the energy that you have cultivated. Structure helps us to orient ourselves and keeps the ritual coherent, especially if you're leading a group or you're with other people. Without structure, a ritual can feel or become confusing or incomplete. With structure, you will likely feel the act of transformation and the arc of it. So how do we actually begin a ritual? Now, traditionally, the beginning will involve purification and boundary setting. So you may cleanse the space by burning herbs, sprinkling salt water, ringing bells, spraying clearing. You might cast a circle if that's part of your practice, or simply mark the ritual area with candles or stones. I tend to use candles or stones. That's a personal preference, but people do whatever they wish, whatever works for them best. The idea here is that you're saying, very calmly, very quietly, this space is set apart from mundane space. This timing that I'm allotting for this ritual is sacred time. You're also signaling to your mind and body that you are entering a different state of consciousness at this point. Beginning rituals might also involve calling in spiritual allies. If you work with deities, your ancestors, angels, elemental forces, spirit guides, animal spirits, whoever you work with or feel comfortable with, calling them in to witness or to assist you. So whether you're calling on anyone outside of yourself is completely up to you. That is not a requirement. But the key at the beginning is shifting the atmosphere, getting into ritual space. Then comes the middle. Now, the middle, of course, is the core of your ritual. This is where you enact your intention through symbolic action. Let's say your ritual is for healing heartbreak. In the middle of it, you might write the name of the person or the situation on paper and dissolve it in water, burn it. You might anoint your heart with rose oil or a healing the heartbreak oil, and chant words of compassion for yourself. You might even hold a crystal to your chest and imagine it absorbing your grief. Or for a ritual of manifestation, the middle might involve planting a seed in soil, charging a candle with your desire, or speaking affirmations into the universe. The possibilities are endless, really. They're limitless. But what matters is that the action resonates. You should feel at this point in your bones that the act is a living metaphor for your intention. You are acting out the intention desired. The ending, of course, is equally as important. Way too many practitioners, especially beginners, skip over the ending. They rush to the ending. They skip over the closure. That is a very key mistake. The end of a ritual is where you seal the energy. It's where you express gratitude, and that's how you very smoothly, as calmly as possible, transition back into your ritualistic free life, your daily life. The ending might mean thanking the spirits that you called, releasing the circle, grounding your energy through touch or through spoken word, and saying words of closure. It could be as simple as saying, "It is done. So it shall be." Without closure, you risk leaving the energy open-ended or unintegrated. With closure, you're bringing the ritual to a completion, to a stop, and you carry that transformed energy with you into your grounded reality. Now let's expand deeper into the building blocks of ritual design. I've already mentioned intention, symbolism, structure. But what about timing? The time that you choose can amplify your ritual. Lunar cycles are one of the most common timings. So a general outline that you're going to see or read in many witchcraft books is that new moons are great for beginnings, full moons for culmination, letting go. Waning moons can also be for release. I want to put a small just caveat here. You do not have to go with traditional meanings with the moon cycles. One of my tips that I've been trying to express, at least recently, to some of our customers is that you need to look up the moon phase of the day/night that you were born under. That particular moon phase and its energy will resonate strongly with you because under that phase you were born. So that's just something to look into. That's a complete side note to this episode, but I wanted to mention it. You can also work with days of the week. Friday for love, Wednesday for communication, Saturdays for protection, or planetary hours for even more precision. Side note version 2. Check what day you were born. What day of the week were you born? That day of the week might be extra powerful for you. The seasons matter as well, so a ritual for growth feels very different in spring than if you were to perform that same ritual in winter. Even the time of day, sunrise, noon, midnight, can shape the energy. Aligning timing with your intention is like swimming with the current versus swimming against it. Another building block is setting. Where will you go to do this ritual? Outdoors? Under the open sky? In your bedroom with candles? In a grove? In a backyard? The setting can dramatically influence the feel. A ritual done in a forest calls in the energy of nature. Ritual by the ocean is going to be channeling the immense power of water. Even a ritual that's done in a bathtub can become a temple, a sacred temple, if you approach it with intention. You don't have to go anywhere beautiful, grand, gorgeous. You can sit calmly in your bedroom if you have created a space that to you feels holy. Consider how the place supports your purpose. And remember, like I just said, sacred space can be anything. It is not just found. It is created. You can transform any place, any room into a ritual chamber by cleansing it, decorating it, and shifting the atmosphere. Tools and materials are another piece of this. Some witches love elaborate altars filled with crystals, herbs, statues, tools. I'm a maximalist. I'm going to be honest with you. The remainder of this podcast can be purchased at our Patreon, Witchy Ways for Modern Days.